the sound of laughter echoed through the 40th floor of Wexford, Global's headquarters. It was the kind of laughter that wasn't kind, sharp, dismissive, and dripping with superiority. At the center of it all stood Mary Collins, holding a mop and a bucket, her gray uniform spotless despite the smudges of the day's work. She had been cleaning these floors for 5 years, quietly, diligently, and invisibly. At least that's how they saw her. "Hey, Mary!" one of the executives sneered as he passed by, waving a half-empty coffee cup. "You missed a spot right under my shoe." The other men chuckled. Mary only smiled faintly, eyes calm, posture steady. "I'll take care of it, sir," she said softly. The elevator doors opened, and in came Richard Hale, the CEO, tall, proud, and polished in a way only men who'd never worked a hard day in their life could be. When he saw Mary mopping near the conference room door, he frowned. "Make sure you're done before the meeting starts. Ms. Collins, we're having a major investor presentation. Try not to embarrass us this time." Her hands paused for just a second, not in fear, but in restraint. "Of course, Mr. Hale." He didn't notice the subtle confidence in her tone. He never noticed much at all. By noon, the boardroom buzzed with chatter. Every executive, every department head, and every shareholder was seated. Coffee cups clicked, papers shuffled, and the air smelled of power and money. And in the corner, quietly wiping down the glass table, was Mary. "Do you mind?" one of the assistants whispered harshly. "You're not supposed to be in here during meetings." Mary looked at her watch, 11:59 a.m. "I'll be done in a second," she replied calmly, setting the mop aside. At 12 sharp, the double doors opened again. 2 men in crisp suits entered, men no one in the room recognized. They wore the kind of confidence that didn't need an introduction. The murmurs died. Richard straightened his tie. "And you are?" One of them replied, "We're here with the Board of Trustees. We're waiting for the interim chairperson to begin the meeting." Richard blinked. "Interim what?" "I'm the chairperson." The man smiled slightly. "Not anymore." The entire room turned, all eyes falling on Mary. She wasn't holding her mop anymore. She was sitting at the head of the table. "Good afternoon," she said, voice steady, crisp, and full of authority. "Let's begin." Richard froze, confusion twisting his face. "What is this?" he demanded. "Why are you sitting there?" Mary met his glare without flinching. "Because as of this morning, I'm the majority shareholder of Wexford Global." Gasps rippled through the room. "You?" Richard laughed in disbelief. "You're the cleaning lady." Mary's lips curved into a cold smile. "That's right, I was. Until I decided to buy the company you've been mismanaging for years." The man beside her placed a folder on the table. Legal documents. Signed and sealed. "All confirmed," he said. "Ms. Collins now holds 52% ownership." Richard's smirk faltered. "This is insane. You can't—" "Oh, I can," she interrupted smoothly. "I've spent years cleaning your offices, listening to how you treat your staff, how you mock the people who built this company from the ground up. My late husband started Wexford as a small repair shop before you turned it into this corporate circus. I sold my shares back then because I trusted the wrong people. But trust me, I've been watching." The boardroom was dead silent. No one dared move. She leaned forward slightly. "And now, Mr. Hale, you're fired." The words hit like thunder. He rose from his chair, face red. "You can't fire me." Mary stood up too, slowly, her voice low but carrying the full weight of command. "I just did." "Security will escort you out." As if on cue, 2 guards stepped into the room. Richard's protests faded as they took him by the arms and led him away. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Mary looked around the table. "Let this be a lesson," she said. "You never know who's watching. Or who you're mocking. If you're still watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Because this story isn't just about revenge, and it's about respect." Later that evening, as the sun dipped behind the skyline, Mary stood by the window of the now silent office, staring out at the city she had once swept clean. Her reflection in the glass wasn't that of a cleaner anymore. It was of a woman who had reclaimed her power, her dignity, and her story. A junior employee approached timidly. "Miss Collins?" "Sorry, I mean, Miss Wexford." Mary smiled faintly. "Just Mary will do." The young woman hesitated. Everyone downstairs is saying they can't believe what happened. Mary turned back to the window. Good, she said quietly. Maybe next time they'll believe in the people they underestimate.